Welcome to today's episode of 31 in 31, a month of conversations with Proverbs 31 women. Today's episode is a little unique. Today's guest is Molly Williams. Molly is an attorney, a devoted volunteer, and a mother of deep faith, whose story reminds us that service can be found in the simplest acts of kindness. Molly serves with the Newbern Cumberland Presbyterian Church's ministry called Loads of Love, a mission that partners with a local laundromat to provide free laundry services to members of the community. Each week, volunteers from the church gather to pay for and wash loads of laundry for others, offering not only supplies and coins, but compassion, prayer, and fellowship. As Molly explains, the ministry is less about laundry and more about love and kindness, about showing Christ's heart through humble service. In today's conversation, Molly shares how this mission started, the impact it's made, and how she and others find joy in serving people right where they are. This story beautifully captures the Proverbs 31 example of using one's hands to bless others and one's heart to reflect God's love. Now, once again, I'll remind you, we are recording this particular episode in the very heart of the mission, in the laundromat, while the actual mission is taking place. So you will hear the laundry machines in the background, you will hear the coin machine, and you will hear the conversations that the volunteers are having with some of the members of the community who have come to benefit from this outreach mission. So offer a little grace going into this episode because it is a little different from our others in this series, but it's such a heartwarming story. Join me now as Molly does her very best to explain this ministry in a rather noisy environment, but it's such a great story. Join us now.
Good afternoon, Molly. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon in this quite unique setting. It's a little bit different from most of our 31 and 31 settings. We're in a laundromat.
I tease people that I have my other office, which is in the laundromat behind the liquor store.
Great place for a lawyer, right?
Right, exactly.
So let's set up today's episode. Tell us a little bit about Molly, and why are we in a laundromat today? What are we going to be talking about today?
Okay, I'm Molly Williams. I'm a lawyer here in Dyersburg, and I'm a member of the Cumberland Presbyterian Church in Newbern. And I have had an interest in different kinds of ministries and became interested in the laundry ministry, where you help people who can't afford to have their laundry done. At first, my interest was sparked because there was no laundromat in Newbern. For a long time, there was. Now there are 2 laundromats. And then, I think, 2 years ago, we had a visit at our church from Lisa Cook, who is a minister with Sacred Sparks, a program of the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, Presbyterian in Nashville, that helps homeless people, and one of their projects was called Loads of Love. And she started telling us about the laundromat. It was so popular that she actually performed a wedding in a laundromat. They had so many people attending that she performed a wedding. And the basic premise is that you open up the laundromat and let people come and do their laundry for free. We don't ask anybody any questions about their income or whether we take their word that they are in need of assistance with their laundry. We do get names and addresses just so we can call them if we have questions or if we see something programmed. But basically, we have people come in and they do their laundry and we pay for it.
And you pay for it and help them with the loading and the unloading and the
if
drying.
they need it. And sometimes we'll have somebody who has to go to a doctor's appointment or needs to go do something else while they have a ride. So we'll say, okay, go ahead, leave, we'll come back, we'll take care of you. Tanya Sandlin, who works with me, is the one who usually ends up arranging that sort of thing. But we will have all different kinds of things that we might do while we're here.
Okay. So you may hear some activity beginning in the background. Again, this is a little bit of a unique setting for us. So you're going to hear laundromat activity happening while we're having our conversation today. So we just want this ministry to be in full force today and us not be in the way of it. So pardon any background noise you may hear, but We'll do our best. And so, Molly, tell me a little bit about the partnerships that are involved. I realize that it's your church and your women's ministry, but it's probably not happening with just your
No,
little group.
it is not. Number one, Sam Patel, who owns the liquor store and laundromat, is very helpful and very accommodating to us, lets us use this, checks in on us and everything. We've had contributions from many other groups and churches. The Methodist Church in Newbern Cumberland Presbyterian Church is at Roella and Cool Springs and Dyersburg. In fact, the women's ministry of our presbytery has contributed. We've had individual people come and bring us soap powder. Very nice contribution from Trenton Mills, formerly owned by Richard Donner, and they gave us those old Dyersburg Fabrics dish towels.
Yes, don't you love
I love those dish towels. If you want one, we have them, but they donate those for fundraising. And so we just had a lot of generous support. It's interesting, while we're in here, sometimes people will come in who are doing their laundry and they'll leave us their change or they'll give us money because they're so touched by the idea that we're helping people get this laundry done. And it's not cheap to do your laundry.
No, it's not. When I was here visiting with you last week to see it in full force, it was so crowded in here. Every machine really was being used.
Absolutely.
And I was observing the amount of money that was ringing up on the machines, and it dawned on me that one load of laundry was costing an individual about $10
Exactly.
to wash and dry.
Oh, absolutely.
And then there was a beautiful young lady that came in with her daughters with 5 or 6 baskets, and I learned her story that she was actually doing laundry for her own individual family plus some extended family that she's caregiving for now.
Absolutely.
And she had close to $100 bill worth of laundry to do.
We have, and it's not necessarily someone who needs help all the time. We have one elderly gentleman that when his wife is bedridden, he will bring in the blankets, the quilts and blankets that's harder to wash. A lady whose child was going to St. Jude. It was so much faster for her to come here, but she had to pay for it. It was so much quicker to get multiple loads done. So we've seen a lot of that of people who are really stressed for time or for the ability to finish things. Also, the thing of taking care of extra people in the family is really a major source of stress. To have multiple children in the family or multiple family members that you're trying to help out is very stressful.
Yeah.
Some of the other things, we found out first people need somebody to talk to. I think one of the first people we had a lot of interaction with was a young woman who didn't come to the laundry ministry, who just was in here doing her laundry for her and her husband. And she was so lonely. It was just moving how, when she started knowing who we were and talking to us, how much it meant to her. She brought her husband in to meet us and everything because she just didn't have a support system. And it really wasn't about money as much as it was emotional support. And we run into other people who are like that, who really are lonely or just need some dish
Stories of the laundromat. Really.
Well, and then,
book.
It could be a book. And then there are our regular people who help other people, who contribute so much, who want to be helpful, who want to try to figure out what to do for other people. And I think that's really touching too, the people that we've run into who want to help. People have asked me, do you do Bible studies? You invited to church? No, we don't do Bible studies. We bring God's love with us, and we talk about whatever they want to talk about. And as far as coming to church, anybody would be welcome, but being poor does not mean you do not go to church.
Right.
And so many of the people we're dealing with do attend church regularly.
Yes.
They do, and we know that, and what we're trying to do is help them out and help them feel more comfortable in the situations that they're in. And
Just being the hands and feet of Jesus.
yes, it's not.
Faith in action.
I like that, the faith in action, because that is what it is you just want to make sure that people feel that someone cares about them. Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, it's like a little extra thing to do for somebody that they might. Also, people bring vegetables. and cookies sometimes and things. People bring things to share, and it's just really comforting and nice. And that's not infrequent, that we'll have people who are here coming up with ideas to how to help other people. And I just think it's interesting. On the with the people with children too, we've done things like sign them up for the clothing giveaway that the NAACP does each year. They didn't know about it, but we signed them up and had the clothes delivered here so that they could get some things. If we find other ministries that will help them, the food pantry at our church, and we make sure they understand that we do have food pantry available.
This is fantastic, and I'm so excited to bring awareness to these types of programs. This is a wonderful program, Loads of Love. It's not a branch off of, but you had the permission to use the name Loads of Love from the Nashville group, and I think that's wonderful that they were willing to let you use that name, because it is just a perfect name. It really is Loads of Love. Loads of laundry and just loads in volume. Loads of volume. Loads of laundry and volume, as well as loads of genuine kindness and love and Christ too. So, Molly, I thank you so much for letting me come and bring awareness to this ministry. If someone wants to contribute in effort or monetarily or supplies,
that would be.
How can they do that?
They can contact my number. I think at Tanya's is on our advertising, so they can contact us at the Cumberland Presbyterian Church in Newbern. And we do take contributions of soap, particularly the pods, because these load from the top, so it's a little harder to use for liquid. So pods work really, really well. We have boxes to collect change at different stores and churches, quarters particularly at different churches and stores, but we'll take any kind of change. And we would be really welcome. If someone's interested in coming up here and sitting with our friends, again, we would welcome somebody. Wednesday, 2:30 until whenever we get done. After school is when parents have to come.
So 2:30 on Wednesdays, Loads of Love at Newbern, the laundromat next door to Sonic.
Yes.
And behind the liquor store.
Behind the liquor store. Behind the lawyer store.
Nothing but the best, they say. This is such a special ministry, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to highlight it.
Thank you for sticking with me through that very interesting conversation in quite a unique setting. Again, apologize for the background noise, but we did not want to be a hindrance to that ministry in the process of recording. We wanted them to be able to continue with their activities and assisting the folks that were coming there. And so, again, thank you for showing us some grace in some spots that were probably difficult to hear or understand. And if you have any questions or were unclear about something that was shared, if you want to know how to get in touch with them to help that ministry in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I will be glad to get you their information. Again, today's story was about Loads of Love, a laundry ministry located in Newbern, Tennessee, hosted by the Cumberland Presbyterian Church of Newbern. Have a great day and be blessed. Thanks for joining in today for this episode of the 31 in 31 series, a month of conversations with Proverbs 31 women here at the Authentically You Network podcast. We look forward to yet another great episode tomorrow and hope that you will join us to be inspired, encouraged, and have your faith strengthened. Have a great day and be blessed.